We'd like to welcome everybody to the University Federal Credit Union 64th 2020 annual meeting. As you are aware, due to the coronavirus pandemic, we are holding this year's annual meeting via webinar. Thank you for your flexibility and understanding through these extraordinary times. For this virtual meeting, we have gathered a small group of individuals at the Credit Union Administration Building, and we are practicing recommended social distancing guidelines as set out by the state of Utah. This assembled group constitutes a quorum for our voting process, or purposes, excuse me. The credit union's annual report was posted on our website prior to today's meeting for members to review. Any recommended amendments to the minutes of last year's meeting were to be mailed to the credit union prior to today. We have received no recommended amendments to the minutes. Therefore, in the absence of an amendment, the minutes will stand as written. I'd like to welcome our parliamentarian for the credit union, our legal counsel, Bruce Richard, who will act as our parliamentarian for the meeting. Bruce, thank you for being here at the administration building with us tonight. I'd like to recognize the nominations committee. Our chairperson of this year's nomination committee is Shauna Taylor, and the committee members are Leroy Fairber and Dennis Hansen. Thank you for your volunteer efforts this year. I would now like to invite Leroy Fairber to introduce this year's slate of candidates for the board of directors.
Thank you, Craig. This year, there are 2 3-year positions available on the board of directors. We have 2 nominees for these positions, Terry Turner and Colleen Lindstrom. Mr. Turner has been a member of University Credit Union for more than 36 years. He has served as a volunteer for the credit union on both the credit committee and board of directors for more than 31 years. Prior to retirement, he worked for the University of Utah hospitals and clinics for 39 years, where he was responsible for contract oversight and management of the procurement of equipment, supplies, and services. Ms. Lindstrom worked as the patron services manager at the Pioneer Theater Company for 44 years. She has been a member of University Federal Credit Union for 43 years, having joined in January 1977. Since 1995, she has served as a volunteer on the credit union's supervisory committee. During her time on the supervisory committee, she has served as the chairperson, vice chairperson, and secretary. The nominating committee, in accordance with the bylaws and board procedure, sought nominees to serve as directors and received the nominations of Mr. Turner and Ms. Lindstrom. Since there are 2 director positions to be elected and 2 nominees, no balloting is required, and the 2 nominees can be elected by a vote of those present. I would like to call for a motion to elect Terry Turner and Colleen Lindstrom to the board of directors of University First Federal Credit Union for the next 3 years by majority vote. I have a motion. Do I have a second? All those in favor? Any opposed? The motion is passed by unanimous vote. I'd like to extend my congratulations to Terry and Colleen. Thank you to everyone who participated in the process.
Thanks, Leroy, and congratulations to Terry and Steve. We look forward to working with you. Next, I would like to introduce the supervisory committee. The committee chairman is Whit Coleman, vice chair Randy Gray, secretary Terry Hunt, and committee members John Jacobson and Amanda McDonald. Thank you for all your volunteer efforts on the supervisory committee. I would also like to introduce the board of directors. Again, I'm Craig Bone, the chairman of the board, Terry Turner, vice chair, Leroy Fairber, secretary, and directors Dennis Hansen, Shauna Taylor, Steve Hoskins, and Colleen Lindstrom. I'd like to thank each of you for your service on the board of directors. I would now like to introduce Jack Butters, the president and CEO of the credit union. Thank you, Jack, for all you do for the credit union. Jack will now share a few words on the status of the credit union.
Thank you, Craig. Good evening. I want to first start by expressing my sympathy to those who have lost loved ones throughout this unprecedented, challenging time. During the past several weeks, we have all experienced considerable anxiety and fear over the possibility of contracting COVID-19. Uncertainty continues to build as many people are faced with the potential of loss of income, loss of employment, and other financial hardships. These are very real concerns, and I want to reassure our members that the credit union is here to help. Since its inception in 1956, the credit union has been there to help its members through 9 financial recessions. Financially, the credit union is strong and positioned to be able to help our members weather the current financial storm. University Federal Credit Union has been defined as an essential service by the Department of Treasury. As employees, we are stewards of our members' financial resources. I can speak for all employees when I say we are committed to providing the financial services you deserve. As an essential service provider, we elected to keep all of our branches that have drive-up facilities open. We extended our call center hours and made other changes which allowed our employees the opportunity to better serve our members. During this time, we have had to make some necessary operational adjustments because we are not only dedicated to protecting our members' financial well-being, we are entrusted for protecting your personal health as well. With a desire to keep our members and employees safe, we implemented a number of safeguards. Some of these safeguards may have caused some inconvenience, and I want to thank you for your patience and understanding. Prior to tonight's meeting, our marketing team sent all of our members an email with a link that will allow you to view the credit union's 2019 annual report. This report is full of insightful information and it highlights many achievements. I want to point out that membership continued to grow at a healthy pace and surpassed the 100,000 milestone. By year end, the organization had grown to 100,056 members strong. Last year, the credit union's deposits grew by $120 million. In 2019, the credit union lent more than $577 million to finance new consumer and business loans. The credit union's assets totaled $1,172 million at the end of 2019. Your credit union is healthy and it achieved the highest rating possible from our federal regulator, the National Credit Union Administration. Farron & Company, an outside audit firm, recently completed our annual supervisory committee audit, and I am pleased to report we received very positive results. We plan on opening a new branch in St. George, Utah this summer. The construction of our Bluff Street branch is underway and will offer all the products and services our members have come to expect. Our Washington County members are especially excited to have a convenient branch located within the area they live. We remain very involved in community charities. In 2019, member contributions to our Warm the Souls program exceeded $24,000, allowing us to purchase more than 750 pairs of shoes for needy children in our local community. We provided scholarship support to University of Utah students and continue to support many other University of Utah initiatives. As I mentioned earlier, the credit union is positioned for success, and despite COVID-19 fears, has already had an outstanding first quarter in 2020. I feel privileged to associate with our volunteers on both our board of directors and supervisory committee. These individuals unselfishly share their time, talents, and expertise and help their fellow members and the credit union. I also feel privileged to associate with our talented and committed employees. A large percentage of our employees work on the front lines and work directly with our members and the public. I want to especially thank these essential service employees who perform at an exceptional level every day. On behalf of the credit union staff, I would like to thank you for your membership, your confidence, and trust.
Thank you, Jack. It's great to hear all the great things the credit union is doing. especially during these uncertain times. Thanks everyone for attending our first ever virtual annual meeting. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve the credit union, and we appreciate all the support we receive from all of you. With that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn this year's meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll now adjourn this meeting. Thank you very much for your time tonight.